All right, what am I going to make today? So I've got a plethora of tomatoes because our tomatoes are producing. So I'm actually gonna make a pizza topping lasagna, kind of like a grainless type of meal today. Of course, gluten-free like always. But first I have to clean up this kitchen, and I kind of want to take a shower because when I was milking the cow this morning, she swiped me so many times with her tail, and it was gross.
So, yeah.
Okay, I got most of it done. Then the boys came home, and there's a card mess on the floor. Someone told me that trying to keep your house clean and having small children at the same time is like trying to eat Oreos and brush your teeth. And she got up from her nap a little bit too early. Come on, Piper. Come on, Piper. She's been giving about 1.5 gallons a day, but it's mostly from one teat. And it's because the calf favored that teat. So I think she would actually produce quite a bit more than that if we hadn't let her just have her calf on her. We weren't milking her. We didn't have a stanchion. But now she's used to us milking her very well because I used the hobble and I just tied her up without a stanchion. We have the stanchion. We have to put a floor in the stanchion because, as I mentioned in another video, she tipped it up, she backed up, tipped it up, and walked right out of it. And she, praise God, she didn't hurt herself or the stanchion. But Derek's gonna put boards on the floor. We already welded a couple pieces of metal to the bottom of it so that she could so that we could put the boards on. Thanks to a neighbor of ours. Praise God. So we're excited to get that up and running. She looks so small, but she's such a big cow. Hi, girl. Hi. And I did make mozzarella cheese. So in the in my recipe that I'm doing for the pizza, it's not going to be our cheese from our cow, but I am in the works of getting some good cheese curds made and then reheated basically, and then into a nice mozzarella, but it's a work in progress. You have to learn. I want to give her quite a bit to eat so that she has plenty of energy to make milk. Yummy alfalfa. I'm also giving her sunflower seeds, and I did buy some oats, but I'm not gonna do the like really sugary feeds or soy or corn, just because I don't think it's necessary. I think it's healthier, but that's debatable. If you are new to watching, my name is Elizabeth Quam. I'm homesteading for health, and our little farm is called Engedi Grove. So that's us. Please click and subscribe if you like this video. I want to see more of them. Okay, I'm going to shred this mozzarella. Unfortunately, it's not our homemade mozzarella yet. So I'm going to shred some mozzarella, and I'm going to flavor this. It's actually deer meat. I'm going to flavor it with Italian seasoning, garlic, salt, and onion powder. Okay, I put all of those said ingredients in here and red cracked peppercorn. So I didn't want it too spicy for my kids, but they can take a little spice, especially when it's mixed in with all the other stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and brown this first. Get it all browned up in order to make the other stuff. What do we have here? Okay, so this is uncured pepperonis. So we're gonna be putting this on our recipe as well. So, delish. So why am I going through the effort of shredding cheese instead of buying it shredded if I'm gonna buy the cheese anyway? Well, shredded cheese has aluminum in it as a non-caking agent. So until they change that, I don't want any part of it. Now you might be asking, so what if I consume a little bit of aluminum? Your body can detox from it, but it can interfere with metabolic processes. Good, he found my pepper. Thank you very much. I wanted that specific one. Thank you. Aluminum can interfere with your metabolic processes, among other things. There's just so many things that heavy metals can do in your body that are not good for you. You just have to look it up on the internet and you'll just find a plethora of things that we're learning, continue to learn. And although the doctors might test you for some heavy metals and say there's not enough to be causing toxic levels, well, those metals in your body, they are affecting you in different ways, at different degrees, and different people, they're affecting different ways to different degrees. And also, if you don't have enough glutathione in your body already, like, let's say, like myself, I was eating gluten when I was not supposed to be eating gluten. I realized my glutathione levels were low. I had creaky knees. And after I stopped eating gluten, no creaky knees. Your knees, your joints, and everything are made up with a lot of glutathione. That's why also, when you're sick and you feel achy and just discombobulated, it's because that glutathione's going out into your body and detoxifying your body, and it's taking it from your joints, really. Okay, I'm gonna cut up pepper and an onion into finer pieces because my kids will find it and think, oh, cooked pepper and onion. They'll eat the raw pepper, but the cooked pepper, they don't like it that much. The cards are still on the floor. Done with that. Okay, so got my sausage here, browning. Browning helps it get that caramely taste. Like if you don't brown the meat enough, it doesn't get that nice, super yummy taste. If you're gonna buy sausage in this store, make sure it doesn't have MSG in it. MSG is an excitotoxin, and it was found in like soy sauce and some other things, lots of things actually, salad dressings and all this stuff. An excitotoxin, it really excites your brain. It can overwhelm brain cells with excitement. It can overwhelm them to a point where they die. So you don't want MSG. It also makes you feel like you just want to keep eating and eating and eating. And you eat way more than you would had it not had an excitotoxin drugging your brain. And we allow this. Okay, major ingredient, tomatoes. So I'm gonna slice these tomatoes in slices, and we're gonna use this to line the pan. And then we're gonna put some cheese and some marinara sauce and some meat and some peppers and onions, and it's gonna be kind of like a supreme topping lasagna with no grain, no bread, no starchy. There isn't really a special way about this, so you can do it and have creative liberty. So I am just specifically going to put some marinara on top because that sounds good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put cheese. And then I think I'll add the meat, a layer of meat. Move my meat closer. Nice sausage, because I'm doing a supreme. All right. And then I have my uncured pepperoni. You don't want to do nitrates either. Nitrates just have caused a lot of problem for people. So just stay away from them as much as possible. cause headaches. I took Darian to the neurologist because he has had lots of headaches. So we're just gonna see, kind of do a log. He hasn't had them lately though, so kind of a log to see what is affecting him. All right, man, I really want more layers of tomatoes. So I'm gonna try to really pat this down, get another layer of tomato on there. I'm not sure how much more it can support. It's thickening up pretty quickly. All right, I'm gonna put some tomato and onion. I'll have more left over for omelets in the morning. Delicious. All right, I'm gonna put tomato and marinara and cheese. Okay, I don't really have a lid for this, a proper lid, so I'm just gonna use another pan and hope it stays on there and doesn't fall off, so that the cheese can melt and everything could cook inside of there with kind of steam energy instead of browning the cheese quite right away. Then I'll take it off for like 10 minutes maybe and let the cheese crisp up on top a little bit. Not too much. I'm going to cook it at 350 degrees. It'll probably cook about 30 minutes, 35, 40, 45 minutes. So I'll spend the rest of the cooking time cleaning up mess. But I'm going to have some help. And voila, that feels better. While it's cooking, let me talk to you about candles a little bit. So candles in general, like especially if they are scented with synthetic perfumes, which all of them are, mostly, almost all of them, then they are really toxic for your home, especially those plug-in adapters that burn that oil and fragrance. It actually says on the packages that you can't put it, you just use one every 1,900 square feet. That's that warning in itself, of having that warning on a product, tells you something about that product. Don't use those things. Use some diffusers instead to make your house smell nice. Or this is beeswax candle. So beeswax, I mean, it says it can even purify the air by a positive charge or blah, 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 I don't know. Anyway, I just burn one candle, sometimes a little bit, and I have a diffuser I use in Nayeli's room right now, so just a detoxifying. Darian, you're not supposed to be on the counter. Well, wait, I didn't tell you why they're toxic. They have xenoestrogen in them. So breast cancer and prostate cancer are estrogen-linked cancers. So really, even though those things are so complex in life, when you have xenoestrogens, it fakes like an estrogen and it plugs into an estrogen spot in your cells. And you don't want to mess with your hormones. Messing with your hormones throws your whole body off. So you want to really not do that. That is looking good. Once it starts to bubble in there, then I will go ahead and take off the top and let it brown a little bit.
Okay, so...
Okay, it's bubbling. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the top off. I might put a pan underneath it just in case some of that slops out of it. All right, so if you wanted a drier, I could tell that this is going to be pretty high moisture level. If you wanted it drier, you could roast the tomatoes first, but I don't care if it's a little bit soupy. It's almost done. I'll just let the top brown a little bit more. Okay, that looks good. All right, one thing that I might do differently next time, I bet it's going to be kind of tough to cut through those pepperonis, so I might cut up the pepperonis next time. Yep, and yummy soupy. Yum, yum. This might be best to be eating with a spoon, but take a bite. Well, as you can expect with all those ingredients, how could it go wrong? Tastes very good.